The enemy attempted to undermine early Christians in a multitude of ways. They faced relentless opposition, but their faith never wavered. Imagine the courage it took to stay true to their beliefs, despite the ridicule, the scorn, the constant threats. Yet, they stood unyielding, their faith stronger than the mightiest of armies. The enemy tried to silence them, to erase their message, but their voices only grew louder, their resolve firmer. Fast forward to today, and we see a mirror of the past. Believers continue to face trials and tribulations, a reflection of the timeless battle between good and evil. Yet just like the early Christians, we remain steadfast. The challenges may have evolved, but the enemy's intent remains the same. Despite the enemy's persistent attempts to bring them down, early Christians stood firm, their faith unwavering. Today, we too face similar challenges. But remember, just like them, we have a secret weapon, our unyielding faith. The enemy's attacks were in vain. Instead of crumbling, the church grew exponentially. An intriguing paradox, isn't it? History shows us that the early church, though relentlessly opposed, swelled in numbers and influence. The more they were persecuted, the more they flourished. It's like trying to suppress a spring. The harder you push, the more it springs back. Let's take a journey through time. In the first century, despite the most brutal forms of persecution, Christianity spread like wildfire throughout the Roman Empire. It was as if the blood of the martyrs became the seed of the church, fueling its growth and expansion. Fast forward to the 21st century, the church continues to thrive amidst challenges. In regions where believers are silenced, Christianity is growing at an astonishing rate. Take China, for example. Despite stringent restrictions, the underground church is expanding so rapidly that by mid-century, it's projected to become the largest Christian population in the world. Fascinating, isn't it, how attempts to crush the church have repeatedly resulted in its expansion. It seems the enemy didn't quite understand the resilient nature of the church. The more they tried to silence, oppress, and eradicate, the more the church stood firm, multiplied, and overflowed. The harder they tried to attack, the faster the church grew and multiplied. It's a classic case of backfiring. Who knew that the enemy's plans would end up watering the seeds of faith? Just goes to show, the church isn't just surviving, it's thriving. That the faith is our victory. As 1 John 5:4 declares, whatever is born of God overcomes the world. Yes, indeed, this is the victory that has overcome the world, our faith. This isn't merely a religious saying or a comforting mantra, but a profound truth that has echoed through the ages. The early Christians faced incredible opposition. They were persecuted, ostracized, and even martyred for their faith. Yet they stood firm, anchored by an unwavering belief in Jesus Christ. Their faith was not shaken by the storms of the world, but rather it stood as a beacon of hope and resilience. What's more, the attempts to quell the Christian faith only served to fan its flames. The more the enemy tried to suppress it, the more it flourished and spread. It's like a paradox, isn't it? The enemy's attacks, meant to weaken, only strengthened the church. This is the power of faith. It's not a passive acceptance of fate, but an active triumph over adversity. It's the ability to look at the world's challenges, not with fear, but with the certainty that victory is ours because of Jesus. So remember, when the world seems against you, when the enemy seems to be winning, hold on to your faith. It's your victory. No matter the challenges we face, our faith secures our victory. The enemy's attacks can never prevail against the power of faith. Now more than ever, we must stand firm in our faith. It's not always an easy path, but it's one with a promise of victory, a victory already secured by Jesus Christ, our Savior. The trials we face are not new. Just as the early Christians stood tall amidst relentless opposition, we too must hold fast to our faith. We are born of God, and whatever is born of God overcomes the world. This is the victory that has overcome the world, our faith. It's a powerful reminder from 1 John 5:4 that no matter the challenges, our faith is our victory. Embrace the irony. The enemy's attacks intended to weaken us only serve to strengthen our resolve and expand the reach of the good news. It's history repeating itself, and it's almost comical. Remember, the victory is ours. Stand firm in your faith, spread the good news, and watch as the enemy's attacks fall flat every time.